Hi there Taurus, I'm Ellie Rose from UFORose.com and this is your love tarot reading for the 22nd to 28th of October, and this is for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Whatever resonates, take it in. If it doesn't, it's for someone else. So let's get started. Well, that one jumped, we'll take it, why not? Oh, the Ace of Cups, that's why it jumped. Somebody's got some love in the air. And what else? The Nine of Cups, okay. So, yeah, there's definitely some romance brewing here, or at least somebody has noticed that romance could brew in some sort of connection. But the other person perhaps is a little bit too focused on their social life, maybe, a little bit too much like, well, you know, I'm just going to the bar with my boys, or I'm going to, you know, whatever with my girls. Like, they're just kind of like getting on with things and being quite self-indulgent, whereas the other person is much more aware of the connection. So I'd say here that you've got two people that probably feel the connection, but one person is definitely feeling it more, like, wow, this could be the one. So let's get a little bit more for this Ace of Cups here. Five of Coins, Justice, and the Four of Swords. Okay, so yeah, the person that is realising the connection more is feeling like that they're not getting what they want from this at the moment, perhaps because the other person is not noticing the connection as strongly. They have kind of recognised that this is perhaps some sort of like karmic thing going on here with Justice underneath the Ace of Cups. It's like, you know, these lessons are coming to you to be learned, so it is almost like, yeah, like a sort of karmic, there are some things that you need to learn through this connection, like some healing that needs to be done. And with the Four of Swords here, I think that, you know, you're probably already on that healing journey. You're already, you know, probably doing your meditations. You're probably, you know, doing your tarot, like you're here right now. So obviously you do have some kind of like spirituality going on. You're having some sort of awakening and some sort of like interest in what's going on inside, and, you know, what this connection is bringing out in you. So yeah, but, you know, still, it's not feeling too good at the moment. You know, it's like you're aware that this is a connection, you're aware that you've got lessons to learn and that you need to go within, but you're also kind of feeling a little bit like miffed about it. You know, well, why can't we be together? So let's look at this Nine of Cups, the Hierophant, the Queen of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so we could have a Taurus here, or any of the air signs. We've also got Cups, but yeah, seeing Taurus definitely. Well, you know, well, this is you then maybe, or another Taurus, or, you know, somebody with a Taurus moon or something like that. So yeah, you've got somebody here basically that is quite committed to themselves at the moment. Somebody that has quite high expectations on what love should look like, and quite used to getting what they want. So if that rings a bell for you guys, then let me know. But yeah, I'm kind of seeing this, like, on the one hand you've got somebody that is like not doing well in life, but like they're enjoying life, and they're kind of not really looking too much to this connection. They're not really like wanting too much out of it, and if they are wanting something out of it, sorry, then they're not showing it. They're kind of just like, they know that they can have this Ten of Cups perhaps with this person or somewhere else, but they're at the moment just kind of focused on like having a good time and being quite committed to that, being committed to like their own path. I feel like there's like not, if they are feeling love, which, you know, there's definitely like a tickle of it, but they're kind of too concerned with their own stuff at the moment, like getting what they want, keeping in control of their environment. Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's find out what feelings have we got. What about this person on the left? This could be a Libra here on the left, because we've got Justice. What feelings has this person got here? The Death card. Interesting. What feelings? Oh, that one jumped. Ooh. And the Seven of Cups. Okay. So this person here with the Ace of Cups feels like in order for this connection to work, there needs to be some huge earth-shattering transformations happen. Whether that's with them or with the other person is, you know, entirely personal, but basically some old ways need to be completely shed, like, you know, almost like you old self needs to die before you can become this new person. And it might be a little bit difficult because there are so many options for who you could be that it might feel a little bit confusing, and that's why it's like perhaps there might be some unwillingness to learn the lessons here, because there's some fear of like, well, you know, if I let myself shed the skin of my old self, then who will I become? Will this person still be interested in me? Will you know, or if it's to do with the other person, like, you know, they need to change, or the connection needs to change. It's like, what will it become? So I feel like there's some perhaps reservations about letting old ways die, and kind of like an unwillingness to go a little bit deeper here. It's kind of like, resisting change, definitely, because it's not knowing what is ahead, or not knowing that, you know, the other person is going to reciprocate in a way that is, you know, Ace of Cups, like, are they still going to love me if I change? And this could be something specific, you know, like, if, I don't know where I just got that from, someone talking about their hair, changing their hair. Will they still find me attractive if I change my hair? Like, that's such a small thing. I mean, I get it, but yeah, like from right from that, someone might be having that up until, you know, if I move house, or I move state, or I move, like, you know, if I become a teacher instead of a, like, writer, or like whatever it is, like, there's some sort of change that this person's resisting because they don't want it to affect the connection. They don't really know who they're going to become, and they don't know if this person will still be interested in them if they have that change. So yeah, let's have a look at this side for this person. What about this person on the right? What feelings have we got here towards this connection? The Four of Wands, that's a nice card. And the King of Swords. Okay, so yeah, this person's got the King and the Queen of Swords here, so they're very kind of hell-bent on doing things right, how they perceive things to be done in the right way. So, and with the Ten of Cups here as well, it's kind of like almost like this, and the Hierophant as well, it's like this person is quite traditional. This person could be of a different religion maybe, you know, or just somebody that's very different in terms of like culture maybe, you know, and it can even be like, you know, someone from California and someone from Texas, very different kind of people. Like, it doesn't have to be like necessarily other side of the world, but it could be. So, but this person basically is stuck in ways of having to do things traditionally, or having to do things properly. Like, in their head, they're like, it should be done like this, 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 and this, and I don't really want any other way for it to happen. So that can kind of prevent them from coming forwards. Oh, I see. Yeah, this makes sense. Somebody out there, this is for somebody, is perhaps having to change something about their religion in order to get with this person. So or the country that they live in, or just the very, like, the person that you are, not in here, but like in terms of, you know, your culture, the way you dress, the way you talk even, can be like, you know, it's just a whole new start. Like, in order for this connection to come about, the person on this side who is, you know, being kind of patient, and they're, you know, trying to do this meditation, and they're seeing this connection very strongly, is a little bit cautious about making this huge change that is needed for this person who has some very different or very strict traditions. There's like a leap needed, like a change needed. Like, one person needs to move country, or change language, or change religion, or, you know, just change some huge part of their life in order to come together here. I hope this is making sense. Please let me know if this does make sense for somebody. I'd love to know. And I mean, on a smaller scale as well, like, this can be you know, everybody needs to make changes when they get with somebody, because you have to compromise. Like, you're never going to meet someone that's exactly the same as you, so you're going to have to compromise on some things. And so I feel like this is talking about like one person that's willing to compromise more than the other. So let's find out what's blocking on the left here. Ooh, there we go. The Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. This person, yeah, doesn't want to have to give up their idea of what a happy ending should look like. It's quite a solid idea. It's the same as this person. You've got 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, right? So these are like projections of what your happy ending should look like. These two people have got perhaps different ideas of what that should look like. So at the start of this reading, we had the Ace of Cups here. And now towards the end, we're getting the tens, right? So it's like the initial attraction, the initial like, wow, the spark of love is like quite different to what the end result is going to look like. And it needs a lot of compromise on both sides. So yeah, let's find out about this person on the right. What is subconsciously blocking them? The Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so yeah, the person on the right here is worried about, like, you know, where they're going to live, what they're going to do for a job, what, you know, how this relationship is going to form in the material world. So this is where a lot of this like cultural or religious or like location-wise stuff is going on. It's like the love is there, but there is something in the external world that is like preventing you guys from really being able to be together, whether that is distance or, you know, beliefs or anything like that. And yeah, let's see what advice we can give to this couple. What advice can we have here? The Five of Swords. Okay, nobody is winning or losing. You know, nobody is a winner, nobody is a loser. If one person has to give up their religion for the other, that's not winning, that's not losing. If one person has to move to another place or, you know, change their job, that's not losing. You know, then there is an element of, well, I don't want to give up what I've got, I want to give up my this, I want to give up that. There's like this inability to compromise going on here. You know, the Five of Swords, that's essentially what it is. It's like those guys in the background, they've all dropped their swords, like, you know, I give up. And the other guy is like, I win. But it's like this like false sense of winning and losing. It's not helpful. And I think for both of these parties to reconcile in some way, there needs to be some compromise on both sides. You can't have just one person being like, okay, I will give up everything for you, and the other person being like, yes, please. So yeah, I think that communication, there we go. There needs to be compromise and communication here for this to work, because they've got some lovely cards, so it could go very beautifully, but there's also some definite like clashing here. So yeah, I hope this resonated, guys. Let me know in the comments if it did. I would love to know. And yeah, this week astrologically is quite a big week. So we've got the Sun moving into Scorpio. It's going to be conjunct Venus, which is still retrograde. So if you have read anything about Venus retrograde, like, this is the time that all of this love stuff is going to be brought up, like self-worth, your boundaries, your trust, you know, all this stuff to do with soulmates and like karma, and like, it's all coming up now, and this is happening on the same day as the full moon. So it's going to be quite like radical shifts. So if you want a little bit more info, I've got some articles that I wrote up on my website, so you can check those out. And yeah, subscribe, guys, and I will see you next week. Much love.